Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day, good week so far. And we got the final fainting story ever. Fainting at driver's ed story time. Now, in my life, God, there's been like 5 to 7 times ever that I've just randomly passed out, right? And I don't know what it's from. I haven't gone to the doctor about it, okay? I've had a few concussions in life, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I don't know. It could be the iron deficiency. It could be standing up too fast. It could be a lot of those things, right? But I think it's more mental because a lot of the times it's when I'm looking at something I don't want to, and then I start getting woozy, right? That's what happened today. So I had been in driver's ed for a while now, right? Like I was close to getting my license, but it was the day where they were showing us like car crashes, right? And most of the time, there was a couple other days our teacher did this, and our teacher was a real bad guy. He ended up getting arrested for some creepy kid stuff, right? He's a bad guy. But anyways, I guess that doesn't matter for the story. We're sitting there and he's showing us pictures, and normally like you wouldn't see anything bad. It would be like, this guy didn't stop like at a red light, look what happened. This guy was driving intoxicated, look what happened, right? But then, you know, because we were younger, we were kids, we were like, hey, let us see the worst pictures, right? But I wasn't saying that. I was one of the only people not saying that because I have like a big fear of blood. For some reason, when it's like my own, it's not too bad. Or maybe, let me think, when I was younger and it was on me, that was real bad, right? But like now, I can handle a cut or whatever on myself. It's when I see like nasty things, right? Like it just gets to me. And it's always like gore. Like gore gets me. Not in movies and not like, you know, those messed up Twitter videos. Those don't get to me. But for some reason, it's like pictures of like gross things. Just, I don't know. Get me. Same thing with health class. I almost passed out in health class because they were showing us, you know what? They were showing us some nasty looking diseases. And I was like, ugh, I was about to lose it, right? So anyways, we're there that day, and again, showing pictures, and he's like, okay, today I'll finally show you guys the gory ones, right? And I was like, hey, can I go next door to 7-Eleven and get it like a Slurpee, like chill out for a second, not be here, because I will pass out or I'll get real close to it, right? And just like my health teacher, my driving teacher was like, no, like this is important for you to see, right? And I was like, okay, I'm just going to look away though. Like I'm not going to be able to handle this. I tried giving him a warning, but like I said, he wasn't a good guy anyway, so I don't know. I mean, he wasn't going to let me, right? So I'm sitting there and I sat towards the front just because like in school, I never cared about anything, but driver's ed, like I cared about. I wanted to know all the rules so that I could drive good. A lot of people in my family drive wild, so I wanted to drive normal. You get what I'm saying? Like I wanted to learn all the rules. So I sat in the front. He puts on these pictures, dude, and the first one is like a car that got hit by a train and the guy's in the seat, and it's horrible. It's horrible, right? I'm not going to go into details, but the guy looked like he went through a meat shredder, and I almost threw up right there. I was like, oh, hell no. I ran right to the bathroom, right? Didn't even walk. I ran to the bathroom, and I was just standing there, and I was trying to tell myself, even then I knew it was mental. I was like, you're okay. It's just pictures. Like I played Call of Duty since I was like 6 years old. I'm telling myself, you've seen way worse. You've seen worse in real life, which is true. Like, maybe not than a shredded human, but like, I've seen some nasty things and people die. So it's like, I'll be okay, right? But no, I wasn't. I come out of the bathroom, there's a new picture on the wall, and I have to turn away right away. Like, my face started getting flush. I started feeling like almost hollow, and that's a feeling I always get before I'd pass out or faint, right? So I walk to my desk, and I sit down, and I started getting, like, real hot. And I was hot already, like heat-wise, but this, I don't know. It was like anxiety mixed with trying not to throw up, mixed with trying not to pass out, right? And I must have been giving myself a panic attack or something, right? Because when he put on the next picture, and I was looking away, but like you can't help when there's a giant screen in front of your face. You get what I'm saying? Like even when I look to the right, you still see the other side of the screen. And the kids the whole time are like going like, oh, or ew. And some of the dudes were making jokes and stuff. I was sitting there and I felt white as a ghost. I felt like I was going to die, really. I was sitting there like, oh, I do not feel good, right? And I made up my mind, okay, if this next picture is as bad as the rest, which it was going to be, I don't know why I gave myself like an ultimatum when I should have just left. I should have already been outside, right? But I told myself, if I see another bad one, I'm just walking out. I don't care if I get an F for the day, because that was his threat before, that if I didn't stay in the class, I'd get an F for the day, which means that eventually, if I get enough of them, I wouldn't get my license, right? So I was getting, like, blackmailed to stay in, basically. I mean, I don't know. You can decide for yourself. I don't know who's in the right there. But I see another picture. This one was like a head-on collision, but someone wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so they went flying. It was nasty, right? And there was things on the pavement, and I couldn't handle it. I got up immediately, and I was like, I'm heading for the door. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. That's all I was telling myself in my head. You're gonna pass out. Lights out, right? Wake up. And of course, there's two girls that were like, I was close friends with in my class. They're to my left, and my teacher had taken the pictures off the board, stopped the class. The light was turned on now, and he's kneeling down in front of me. And he's like, oh my God, Trent, are you good? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I told you this would happen, but I was still confused, right? Like, of course I was like I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, and my head hurts. It always hurts afterwards. Not like a concussion pain or like if like a cut pain, but it's like, it feels like, I know this sounds like sci-fi, like almost made up, but it felt like someone was pushing lasers right through the back of my skull, like right through the front, but not like it was coming out here, like it was like in my head, right? Like that's always the feeling. It's like there's two pressure points like this, that someone's just drilling into your back of your head. Like that's what I always feel like when I wake up from these, right? Probably doesn't help. I'm dehydrated most of the time. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But I'm sitting there and I'm a little confused, but I'm like, why? Like, I shouldn't even be in here. And I was mad, right? Like, I was actually upset. And, like, when I passed out at the restaurant, when I passed out in health class, and when fainting at football, or that was from the concussion, but all those places that I, like, passed out, I woke up confused. I was never angry. I was angry. I knew that this guy was in the wrong, not me. And I was like, I'm leaving, right? And he's like, okay, do you want a water? Do you want me to go get you a pizza slice? Because there was a pizza store right next door, and he was like, I can go in there and get you a slice. I was like, no, I'm going home, dude. And I called my mom to come pick me up, and I told her what was going on, because usually, like, if that kind of thing happened, in my head, I would be thinking, this is your fault, Trent. Like, you're the one that passed out, like, whatever. I wouldn't tell my mom about it, right? But this time I did. I went right up to the car, and I was like, he made me watch these pictures. I didn't want to. Like, I said I was going to pass out, and then he still didn't let me, and I passed out, right? My mom went in there, and she's a calm lady, right? She doesn't have many problems. I've never seen her get this mad. She walked in there and started going off on the guy in front of all the classmates, too. That was a little embarrassing, but I mean, I wanted her to do this, so I didn't really care. But she was like, you make my son watch these. He told you he was going to pass. He passed out. That's bullshit, right? She's like, that's bullshit. And I was happy. I was like, thanks, Mom, right? And we left. And I still went back there the next week. Like, it wasn't that big of a thing. But that same teacher is the one that did creepy stuff. We went to his house and robbed him and also stole his edibles, like did a bunch of things, and it was real creepy guy, right? We shouldn't have even been at his house in the first place, but I saw an opportunity to rob him without us ever getting in trouble for it, because he did creepy things. So I mean, that's what we ended up doing. But yeah, that's I fainted at driver's ed, and it sucked, dude, and I was mad about it for a while, because that is not my fault. I mean, it's my fault that, I don't know what's going on with my body at the time. I don't know why I'm fainting so much. So that part, I guess, is my fault. I could have gone to the doctor, figured out why. But when a kid tells you, like, if I was a teacher and a kid told me, like, hey, Mr. Trent or Mr. F or whatever he wants to call me, and he's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to pass out if I watch this. I would let him sit out. I don't care. I'm not making him sit through it when he's going to pass out, even if it's a lie. Like, why would someone lie about that? Or it would be a creative lie, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something made up. So that guy's messed up for that, but what are you going to do? But anyways, thanks for watching. If you comment, I answer all the positive comments. If you're going through something, though, you need someone to talk to, my Instagram is linked to my YouTube. You'll see it if you go to the more info, channel info, any of that stuff. And you can DM me. I'll get back to you within a day or two. You're not alone. I got your back. And thanks for watching. Be safe. Peace out. Almost happy 4th. Ready for the 4th. I'm going to party, dude.